Good morning. Just last week I was describing a ride that I was doing as my bread and butter ride, and it was a very local ride, and on it I discovered that there was a road in a town that I'd never been down, and it suddenly made me realise how well do I know my own municipality. Well, this is going to be the first of a series of rides where I find out. So the plan is that I'm going to ride every single road within the municipality of Moreland, every tarmac road, every track, every path that's not marked private, I'm going to ride down. Now I've got no idea how long this is going to take. It could be a day or two, it could be weeks. I do know that there's an awful lot of farm tracks around. There's one just below me, which I'm going to have to ride. It should take us to some interesting places. Not really a good start. I forgot to put the Garmin on. Right. Hello. Friendly goats. That's what we like to see. There you go. That's for you. Yes, clover. Do you want a dandelion? Dandelion for you. There we go. Lovely. Now I do know this road. It's known locally as the Drunks Road, but that's not why I know it. I know it because it's actually quite a nice quiet way to get around some of the major junctions in the area. And I suspect there's going to be an awful lot of turning off perfectly good roads onto some dodgy ones. This is not too bad. Oh, I've got a rattle. Don't like that. Oh, don't like mud either. Slide out. As wet as it looks, thankfully. This is a bit of an odd one. It's an industrial estate that's completely finished with its street lights and its shade trees so that people could walk between the various buildings without getting burnt. It's got all the electrics laid on, a bus stop even, but only one industrial unit, and the rest of it is completely unused. And the industrial unit that is here is actually the municipal one, where they store the unused recycling bins and things like that. Litter bins, benches. It's rather nice, isn't it? Even though I know this is a 60-metre dead end, still got to do it. That's worthwhile. Oh, look, you can see the recycling bins now. A little bit sad because they invested in all these recycling bins. Great thing to do, but then they had so many problems with it they've actually gone door-to-door collection now for recycling. So all of those recycling bins are just waste. Now I need to keep a fairly clear image in my mind as to where the municipality ends, because I don't want to waste my effort. Oh, rabbit. Rabbits. Chase the rabbit. There he goes. There they go. I'm not faster than a speeding rabbit. Oh, bit of mud. Did have some torrential rain. Was it yesterday or the day before? It's a new thing. We used to have huge downpours, and that would be it. We might only have a couple of huge downpours per year, and that would be all the rain that we'd get for the year. But now we get days and days of drizzle. I'm not going to say it's a climate change, but it's certainly a change. Oh, that was quite deep. Sticky. Right, so this is that's the junction. So we're now outside Moreland, but there should be a road to the left. There it is. It's more of a private farm track. But it gets us back to where we want to go. Steep gravel is not a lot of fun. It's traction, isn't it? Very difficult. Slippy, slidey. A little bit like Izzy Dynion there. She might have slightly better road bike skills than me. If you've never seen her win the inaugural women's Paris-Roubaix race, it's really one to savour. What an incredible ride. It's the path I was going to take, but then there's this track, which I don't know at all. So let's go and have a look. It's definitely a track. It's rideable. Oh, rabbit. Oh, olive. Oh, that's bumpy. So I don't know where I am at the moment. Moreland over, that's safe to say. No more than 2 peaches per twig, otherwise they don't get to full size. This is going to be the issue. How on earth do I tick off every single one of these? I need to get my Spanish excuses down. Pat, what are you doing here? I'm making a video for YouTube. What's up then? Put you on the telly. Oh, come on through. Very steep downhill now. I'm really regretting having cleats on because I keep finding myself unclipped. I think we've got to go through the bottom of a barrank in a minute. It's going to happen. Boy, bloody hell. That was sideways. This is horrible. Don't like this. Right then, let's go faster. Whoa! Whoa, bloody hell. Oh, dear, look at this. That was not easy. Hey, I've got a cool front wheel though, look at that. I've got this ridiculous hill to climb. Already in first. Oh my word, look at that. I know I'm going to be getting off, so let's see how far I make it. I'll be doing this by myself, thanks chaps. Well, it is lovely, but it's very, very steep. It's quite hot as well. Woolly. Nasty uphill hairpin. Nearly at the top. Now, a lot of this is marked off because it was the big fiesta here last weekend for Easter, where pretty much the majority of the village walk up the hill to have a fiesta up here. It's taped off because it's been reserved. It must be tomorrow. Each one of these has been reserved for a family. They brought their own tape up to reserve it. Oh, hold on. Ooh, bike's handling has really gone strange. I think there might be something loose on the front, so I'm going to stop and check. Yeah, it's a flat, sadly, so I'll have to sort that out. But I'm next to the Hermitage, so at least I can show you that. So instead of all the pretty ones that we've seen over the months, Moreland Ermita de San Pau is this modern monstrosity. Well, the puncture's fixed, but I couldn't find the culprit, unfortunately. And I've been riding about a minute and the tyre's going back down again, so I've obviously left the thorn or whatnot in there, so I'm going to try and get home. Normally this would be a cracking little descent, but I've got about 20 pound pressure in my front tyre, so I'm going to have to take it easy, which is a bit of a shame. Very, very, very steep. I've got my bum out the back of the, over the back of the saddle steep. Just getting a bit better now. Oh, that's pretty. That's Moreland over. That's Moreland. You can see there's quite a big gap between them now. Grab it. That looks like new tarmac. Where does the money come from? Where does it come from? Well, we don't want new tarmac, we want old tarmac. Oh, brakes. Can't stand that. That's the progress after the first ride. The purple is what I've done so far. Hello. Oh, sorry. I'm now into my third trip out doing the roads of Moreland. It's pretty interesting, spending hours looking at bloody maps But it's an interesting thing to do for me, probably less so for you. I won't stop long because all of these holes are bee eaters' nests, and they all flew out as I came past. It's not a unused track, this one. It's quite busy, so it's not like they're not used to seeing people. There's one. Beautiful birds. One of the more stunning birds in Europe, I would say. Chase me. Chase me. There we go. Oh, that one's a big fella. Oh, you're a big fella, aren't you? You're a big boy. More uphill. Beautiful red soil here. Well, it's clay really, it's terracotta. There's a terracotta quarry not very far from here. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so this is how the map looks after 3 rides. The blue are roads that I've covered. The green are roads that are field access tracks. And the reds are the ones that I've yet to do. Hello, buddy. It's behind you. No, there's nothing that way. Don't worry. Alongside the river now. I need to tell you a little anecdote about this place behind me. It's a tanatory, which is it's sort of the equivalent to a front room where the bodies of the loved ones are laid out for respects to be paid, if you see what I mean. So the body goes on display here for 24 hours, I think, and before it's cremated. And this is Moreland one. And but it was a ruin even just a few years ago, and eventually they decided to restore it in its entirety, and they did a really lovely job. It was after they completely finished it and were about to open it, the owner steps forward and says, "Thanks for renovating my tanatory," and it had been sold in the 70s to this guy who just sat on it, didn't really know what to do with it, but he was the legal owner. So yeah, they had to buy it off him after having renovated it. So, after a horrible hill, here we are at the aerodrome. Now, I don't know much about the aerodrome, other than it's no longer an aerodrome. But it is in fact, well, it is an aerodrome. It's an aerodrome for model aeroplanes, and the local radio controlled aeroplane club fly their planes here. I've never ridden on it, about to. Very smooth. Little patch of concrete over there for a helicopter takeoff pad, radio controlled helicopter takeoff pad. Go the full length. Takeoff speed? No, not really. I suspect the original was either from the war or from before the war, when flying aeroplanes really took off. Everyone thought that everyone was going to have their own personal aeroplane, and it started going that way. But then the war hit, nobody had any money left afterwards, so it became a province for the rich. Should be a spectacular view of Moreland over from the top here. And there it is. That's both Moras. Maybe make out the bridge between the two, a patch of green between the two. Moreland over nearest, Mora Deborah on the other side. And if a lovely view isn't fitting enough finale, I think this is the steepest, oh bloody hell, made up road in Moreland over. Oh, let's get clipped in. Am I in? I'm in. Bum over the back. And down we go. Brakes might heat up a bit here. Yes, that's definitely very steep. Are you getting any of this? I don't know how steep. It's saying -8, but I think it's rather more than that. I guess -16, 17, 18. It's gone up to -14 now. It's flattened out a bit. Oh, -16. No, it's more than that as well. I'll have a look at Strava later. -19.
And that's it. I've done every track I could possibly find, but you'll notice there's one red bit left. It's a horrible gravel track. And I bonked on my last day for the first time in my life, and I decided enough's enough.
Well, maybe not the most scintillating of rides, but it was a nice one for me. I feel I now know my own backyard. So if you've made it this far, well done, kudos to you. Thanks for watching. But next week it's going to be spectacular wherever we go. I'm thinking a big mountain. I've got one in mind. It's big and it's quite famous too, so fingers crossed for that for next week. Till then, yeah, thanks for watching.